So hey everybody, welcome to I believe is episode 6 of the TV show Gotham from Fox. Today will be my reaction video for that episode. And so for this episode, you guys, basically what happened, quick synopsis, non-spoiler synopsis. Um, Harvey Bullock, who is basically Commissioner Gordon's partner, who we've seen in all these previous episodes, had to deal with a case 10 years ago when he was still working for Gotham City Police, where he was working on a case called the GOAT. And the GOAT was somebody he thought he took care of 10 years ago and, thought the case was long done with. And, it wasn't until at this point in the series, where he's taking Jim Gordon under his wing and everything, learning Gotham City, where the goat kind of came back to life, and the case is kind of still ongoing after 10 years of being taken care of. So basically, Jim Gordon is basically a part of the case now. The goat is free again. They have to go stop the goat, track him down, and take care of the goat once and for all. And then while that's going on, the whole thing with the penguin not being killed kind of bites Commissioner Gordon in the butt at this point. So, people really aren't trusting anybody. People don't really believe, when Jim Gordon killed somebody or when he imprisoned somebody, and who Harvey Bullock is, and what he was involved with the whole thing. And so basically, there's a lot of trust issues going on within the Gotham City Police Department. So that's kind of where we kind of currently are within the Gotham TV series. So I really enjoyed this episode, you guys. It's not the best Gotham episode we've had yet, but it was a very enjoyable episode. Um, for my positives and negatives of this episode, I liked how we saw the dark side of Harvey Bullock, and I liked how it was a very Harvey Bullock dominated episode. I like how it wasn't just about Jim Gordon, it was about Harvey Bullock and his dark past and kind of how that still haunts him to his current state of working for the Gotham City Police Department. Um, Edward Nygma, who later becomes the Riddler in the Batman comic. We get to see the dark side of Edward Nygma this time, kind of the more villainous side before he becomes the Riddler. And I like how he has a very dominant role in this episode, and we also get to see the dark side of him, since before he was just kind of just doing police work. Now we kind of get to see that dark villainous side of him that's almost becomes overly curious with the villains in Gotham City. So it was just kind of cool to see all that play out. The goat very much reminded me of Bane, so that's another cool thing about this episode. Is there's a lot of Bane references, both intentional and unintentional. This guy really reminded me of Bane several points in this episode. We get to see a very early side of Gotham City in this, specifically in the scenes where it's 10 years earlier with Harvey Bullock working on the goat case. So just kind of cool to see a really young Gotham City even before this show got started. Some negatives I had about this episode is when Catwoman does make an appearance in this episode, it really was really cheap to see kind of a really cheap Wayne Mansion security with her being able to go into the Wayne Mansion and steal something from Bruce Wayne while he was sleeping. Really, really cheap, really stupid. It really has. If that's how burglars can get into the Wayne Mansion, then they have some pretty poor security in that mansion. So, um, just really cheap, plot gimmick, I thought. So I just really stupid how they worked Catwoman into everything. So also we don't get to see Jada Pinkett Smith and all in this episode, and that's really bad because they really built up this character really brilliantly so far, and I like what Jada Pinkett Smith is doing with her Fish Maroney character. And unfortunately, we don't get to see her at all in this episode. It's all about the GOAT. It's all about Harvey Bullock. It's all about Edward Nygma and Jim Gordon and all that. And really don't get to see her side of the story in this too much. So it's kind of thumbs down there. I love the character so much that I want to see her. I want to see her do something in this episode. And unfortunately, she wasn't involved with this episode at all, unfortunately. So there's also several false notions in this episode. A lot of, oh, they're going to go with this route, but they didn't. Oh, they're going to go this route, but they didn't go there. So it just, a lot of, what could have been something really cool, but they ended up not doing it. So overall, I liked this episode, but a lot of things could have been changed, I thought, with it. So I like this episode. Hoping to see you guys here for future episode reactions. And I guess I'll see you here next time.